In this video, I'm going to demonstrate on how you can use the IRS's online wizard to get an employer ID number, or EIN, for an LLC in about 5 minutes. Hi, I'm Arizona LLC attorney Richard Keyt. My son, Arizona LLC attorney and former CPA Richard C. Keyt, and I have formed more than 5,800 Arizona limited liability companies. First thing you need to know is that you can only use the IRS online wizard between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Before I go to the IRS online wizard, there's some ground rules that you need to understand about applying for an online EIN. Number one is you have to determine your eligibility. And you may apply for an EIN online if your principal business is located in the United States or a U.S. territory. The person applying online must have a valid taxpayer identification number. The taxpayer identification number is either a social security number for a person or an ITIN. The IRS issues ITINs to foreign nationals and others who have a federal tax reporting or filing requirement and do not have or qualify for an SSN. Companies are issued EINs. So the responsible person has to have either an SSN, an ITIN, or an EIN. And you're limited to one EIN per responsible party per day. Now, who can be a responsible party? The responsible party is the person who's going to be submitting the application. So the online EIN application requires that the LLC's responsible party be named in the application. And the responsible party's social security number or international taxpayer identification number or EIN for an entity must be stated in the online EIN application. Now, responsible party is a person who has a level of control over or entitlement to the funds or assets in the LLC that, as a practical matter, enables the individual directly or indirectly to control, manage, or direct the LLC and the disposition of its funds and assets. The ability to fund the LLC or the entitlement to the property of the LLC alone, however, without any corresponding authority to control, manage, or direct the LLC, such as in the case of a minor child beneficiary, does not cause the individual to be a responsible party. For most parties, though, the responsible party is going to be any member of a member-managed LLC or any manager of a manager-managed LLC. Now, if there's no responsible party that has a social security number, ITIN, or EIN, then the applicant is considered an international applicant and not able to use the online wizard. The international applicants can apply for an EIN by telephone, but they need to call the number displayed on the screen, 267-941-1099. That's not a toll-free number. Call that number between 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, to obtain an EIN. The caller must be authorized to receive the EIN and answer questions concerning the IRS Form SS4, Application for Employer ID Number. The next step in applying for the online EIN is to understand the online application. You must complete the application in one session. You cannot save and come back later. Also, if you're inactive for more than 15 minutes, the session will expire, and if you want to get the EIN, you'll have to start over. Now, step number 3 is once you've entered all the information, you're going to submit your application, and the IRS website will then display the EIN for the LLC immediately. Now, be sure to download, save, and print your EIN confirmation notice. Keep a copy of the EIN in a safe place. You don't want to lose it because you're going to need it for the future activities of the LLC. Now, if you do lose the EIN, you can call the IRS at 800-829-4933 and select EIN from the list of options. Tell the IRS employee you got the EIN from the internet but can't remember it. The IRS employee will ask for some information to confirm that you're an appropriate person to receive the information and then give you the EIN. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to use the IRS's online wizard to get an employer ID number for a company. So open your browser and go up to the URL area and type in the following URL: goo.j/small-e-q-o-C7, and then hit the enter button. Now near the bottom of the screen, click on the text that says begin application. Next, because we're getting the employer ID number for a limited liability company, we select the LLC radio button. Then click on the continue icon. And here's a screen that gives you some more information about getting an employer ID number for an LLC. Read that screen and then click continue. Now you need to enter however many members your company has. Now in the field that says how many members are there in the LLC, this is where you enter a number that indicates exactly how many people or companies or trusts own the LLC. So I'm going to enter 1 for this particular EIN. Now if you have a husband and wife owned company and they own their interests as community property, then those two people can be treated as a one-person LLC and taxed as a sole proprietorship. So if you want your company to be taxed as a sole proprietorship and it's husband and wife owned as community property, enter the number 1 here. If you wanted your company to be taxed as a partnership, then enter a number 2. Next, go down to the field below and select your state. So we're in Arizona, then click on the continue button. And notice that we have some more information that pertains to single member versus multi-member LLCs. Take a minute and read that information. It could assist you further when you're deciding on how to have your LLC taxed. Once you've read this screen, click on the continue button. Now for a new LLC, we're going to select we started a new business. On this screen, you have to check the radio button to indicate that the responsible party applying for the EIN is either an individual or an existing business. I'm going to select individual and then click on the continue button. Now here you must enter the information that pertains to the responsible party. Take your time and enter the correct information for the responsible party. You need the first name, the middle name or initial, and the last name, and then a suffix if there is one. And then you need the social security number or ITIN of the responsible party. Then down below, select the appropriate radio button. You're either going to select I'm one of the members of the LLC, or you're going to select I'm a third party applying for an EIN on behalf of this LLC. Then click the continue button. On this screen, you have to enter the address where the LLC is physically located. And notice down below, the question is, do you have an address different from the above where you want your mail to be sent? So select yes if you want the IRS to send mail to a different address than the address entered above. If you want the mail to go to the address entered above, then select no. If you indicated that you wanted your mail to be sent to a different address, then fill out the information on this screen and then click on the continue button. On the Tell Us About the LLC screen, you have to enter the exact legal name of the company, and it must match the name set forth in the Articles of Organization. If you're using a DBA or a trade name, then you can indicate that on the next line. Then enter the county where the LLC is located, state, territory, etc. Complete the information requested on this screen and then click the continue button. On the Tell Us More About the LLC screen, you'll see there are 5 questions. Answer yes or no to each of the questions and then click on the continue button. On the what does your business or organization do, you'll see there's a number of options, a number of radio buttons. Select the one that's most appropriate for the type of business your LLC is going to operate. And if you can't see any that apply, then notice at the very bottom there's a radio button for other. So click the appropriate radio button and then click on the continue button. Because I selected the other button, the next screen wants more information about what the particular type of business that the LLC is going to be engaged in. Select from one of the radio buttons and then click the Continue button. Now you're going to get a summary of your information screen. Carefully review all of the information that's being displayed on this screen. If anything's incorrect, then unfortunately you're going to have to click Start a New Application up near the top. You can't correct anything. The only way you can fix a problem is to start a new application. If it is okay, then scroll down and click the Submit button. Congratulations, the EIN has been successfully assigned. So notice the new EIN is displayed here. Make sure you copy this EIN. The best thing to do is print this page and keep it in a safe place. Notice that there will be a confirmation letter sent by the IRS to the applicant. It takes approximately 4 weeks for the letter to be mailed. Congratulations, you are done. You just received your employer ID number or EIN using the IRS online wizard. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please share it with your friends and hit the like button below, and be sure to subscribe because we make new informational videos every week. If you have any questions or would like a video on a topic, leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.